Hello there, YouTube. This is Wheelchair21, and on today's rolling review, we have the star of, well, superhero Taisen GP, Kamen Rider 3 himself, or Kamen Rider Sangou. Anyways, he is a shocker rider and is, well, really, like I said, one of the main characters of said movie. And, well, since he is using the more, well, recent day box for Figuarts, he, well, is very compact and, well, doesn't come with much. I mean, when we get down to the interior of the box, he only comes with a few pairs of additional hands, as well as the interior pieces for his Typhoon attachments for his rider kick. You have two Typhoon jets, the kick effect itself, and his scarf or muffler, as people like to call it, depending on what nationality you are. Some people like to call your motorcycle scarf a muffler. Whether that be the case, let's get down to this really, really basic and awesome figure at hand. S.H.F. Kamen Rider Sangou uses, well, the first/next design when it comes to the suit, and is an updated mold for the suit in Figuarts form. While, like I said, it is using the more reboot design of the suit, it does have its own variation, that being the actual shocker shackles still to his ankles and to his wrists. Honestly, really good. The actual shocker bird design goes in great with these actual chains. I like the fact that there's little plastic chain pieces to his limbs and to his cufflinks. It really goes to the whole homage of the original series that they're always chained up and shackled during their convergence to become the cyborg warriors. His actual belt, the Typhoon, looks amazing, looks beautiful, looks great. And I also love the Typhoon-like thrusters that allow him to even go higher and soar when he has to do his attacks. The other thing is the scarf. The scarf is probably one of the biggest pains in my ass to put on because of how the scarf itself is molded. It's a soft rubbery plastic, so I fear breaking it when trying to put it onto its peg. And I overly do enjoy and love the color scheme and design for him being slightly based off of the Shocker Rider and not being based directly off of his original manga counterpart, which wasn't the character presented in the film. It was actually a new character altogether. That new character being Kroi, not actually Taki Rider or Taki himself. And so it's a new variation, a new telling, a new story, and it's really not a good representation for this one-off character from the manga, just to be used and exploited for the recent film. But I do like the fact, like I said, that it is using the Shocker Rider design, and I also enjoy the fact that the plate doesn't hinder the ab joint. It actually is a flexible plate on its own right. It moves up and down, so it allows you to actually bend your rider's abs and not actually have any issues when, moving the joint there. That's one of my biggest worries and concerns for the actual toy. Overall, the points of articulation are usually as followed within the hips, the knees, and as well as the ankles, boots, and toes, the arms, the waist. Nothing really spectacular about the actual, points of articulation joints in our figure, but it's rather more the design and suit, and you really can't go any further than that because it does recapture the Showa era and the reboot films based on them quite well to make him, well, a rider of all eras. Its special effects, like I said, the Typhoon attachments, really just peg on by two little pegs in the belt. And it sucks that I don't have a Tamashi stage, so it's like, what can I really do with these effects? But the one thing I do notice is that the kick itself is just a rehash of the original red and white effect given to our original Showa riders, but it's now presented in Sangou's light green or dark green shading with the clear plastic effects, and honestly is great in its own right. Now for my final evaluation, Kamen Rider 3 or Kamen Rider Sangou is well done. It is perfect and it's direct and to the point. It's a Showa rider, but uses the first and next molds, and is technically the only first/next mold to be canon in technically the current Kamen Rider lore of today. So I jumped at the chance to own a figure based on that design, and honestly do love its variation, specifically for Kamen Rider or Superhero Taisen GP Kamen Rider 3. The movie may not be spectacular, it may not be great. It's technically kind of shit. Well, actually, the majority of it is shit. But I honestly do like the fact that they tried to bring an abstract character from a one-off manga, as well as a character that many people don't even know of, and present it in a new telling, a new story, even though it's convoluted and crap. I like the actor who portrayed the character Kuroi, or Kuroi. I don't know how you actually pronounce the name exactly, but I do enjoy his portrayal of this writer. I do enjoy the fact that he is a well-known otaku in the fan base, whether it be Kamen Rider, anime, and others, and the fact that he is a musician. So, I mean, I do give a lot of respect to the guy for wanting to be, or trying out for this role. And I do enjoy the suit, I do enjoy what it's supposed to be, and what it's derived from. It's too bad it wasn't technically the original canon and lore for it, but you know how Toei is. They like to retcon, change, and do whatever the hell they like whenever they like. So, as this figure art is, it is entirely perfect. There's no real problems with this figure at hand, but there probably will be if people are, ham-handsing it. Like, you could break the scarf, break the joint to the scarf, break the chains off of the actual wrist joints, or just somehow screw up your typhoon belt when attaching the effects, or breaking the antenna. Overall, it's a wonderful figure. It's technically one of the cheapest figures, I think, as of this current price standard for Figuarts, and is still accessible to get through AmiAmi, Hobbylink Japan, and other online retailers. So, if you want to have a Kamen Rider the First/Next mold, but you don't want to get the original ones because they're crap, technically Sangou is the next best thing to get, and he's also a rider that is technically in the main stable universe. So, at least he's not, not canon, So, there you go. Get it if you want it, get it if you like it. I doubt a lot of people do like the movie, but, it's still a bitchin' design. Anyways, this has been Wheelchair21. You can find this review here on my channel, or at herotaku.com. You can check me out on Twitter, and as well as Instagram. See you next time for another rolling review, Doyle's DVDs, or card game shenanigans.